What's good, DBS fam? Figs here with my third deck profile from the store championships I went to this weekend. Um, Last day I decided to play Piccolo Surge with the green, blue, yellow deck here. It was very good deck overall. Honestly, I think this was actually one of the funnest decks I played out of the three tournaments. I also went undefeated with this deck as well, as I did the other 2 days. This deck, yeah, like I said, it was definitely the most fun. It I know a lot of people give a lot of slack because Piccolo seems very uninteractive, but you're able to turn on and turn off aggro as you please. In certain matchups, if your opponent's stalling you out, you can stall them out and really put a lot of pressure back on them due to a lot of the cards that I'm playing in here. So, yeah, let's get into the deck. So, Piccolo Surge Leader. For those who don't know what he does, start your turn, look at the top card, decide if you want it. If you don't, put it at the bottom. If you do, draw it. Then you draw for your turn. His Awaken is draw 3, untap 1, and then of course he requires a blue-green under the leader to awaken. His effects start at 3 life. He allows you to warp 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, or warp a multicolor green-blue card from your drop into your energy. So very solid leader, very good for ramping. He never usually falls behind, which is why I really like this leader a lot. Even if your opponent aggroes you early, you have the ability to take your energy and ramp so you don't ever fall behind and get to the point where you need to be in order to push, which I've done a few times in some of the matchups that I played that day. So it's really good. I like it a lot. Leader's solid. So, of course, Gogeta package. Every deck this week or these past few days, I played the Gogeta package with a different Goku and Vegeta. This time I opted to do the 2 Gogeta, 3 Goku, 4 Vegeta, since this leader sees cards very easily and you're able to filter them through them very quickly. I didn't feel the need to play a lot of the cards. I played 4 of this Vegeta because of course it's a really good card right now in the format, especially against some of the aggro decks when they try to set up. Very good against Boo, very good against Gohan, very good against every matchup right now, to be honest with you. Every deck plays something at 4. Unless it's a deck that fully relies on its leader, you're going to be able to hit something with this Vegeta, so it's very solid. Source of Power actually put in a lot of work. For those who don't know, you play him for just 1 yellow specified, but he's a 3 cost, swing, take up to 2 life, restand him, he gains 5k for the turn. So he's a really good for being able to push and apply pressure. He's also very good in those matchups where your opponent's not pushing you. You're able to take life because I did not play any other Self-Awakeners other than another card, which I usually didn't actually take life with very often. But otherwise, he's very good. Very solid card. Very necessary for this package and very good. I played this actually more times than I probably should have, but it never cost me at all. It was a very solid card. So that was the Gogeta package. Same with Vegeta. He's a counterplay card. He costs 2, 1 green specified. You play him. You choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 4 or lower, destroy it, and then they warp a card. So it only works during your turn or your opponent's turn as far as the effects. During your turn, it does not work. So that was the Gogeta package. Then we got 2 Bad Omen. This card's honestly really, really good. Like, I honestly didn't expect this card to be that good, so I considered putting it at 1, and then I was like, well, I'll just do 2. And honestly, I can see this card actually being played at more than 2. I think this card's actually super solid. People don't realize like how much work this card puts in. Even just getting the 5 energy and hard casting it, you're able to really pull a fast one on your opponent once you get them really low. I mean, you don't find yourself very often trying to do it more than once, at least in 1 turn. But a lot of times, if you can play 1, hard casting it, and then like next turn play the 1 in your energy, because you have the energy available to survive, like it's really good. You actually end up catching a lot of those decks off like Gohan, who go really low, and then you don't have to do much in order to clap back and finish them off. So this card was really good. And for those who don't know, you pay for 2 green, 2 blue, play it out of your energy, drop an energy. And then once it comes into play, destroy a battle card, and your opponent takes 1 point of damage. So really solid. Also, I needed a lot more blue-green for my leader skill in order to ramp, so it was definitely necessary. 3 hidden potential, very good card. It's also very good in this format as well. As I said, anything 4 or lower pretty much gets shut out by this and Vegeta the Cruel. I like this card a lot. For those who don't know as well, you play it, When your opponent plays a battle card, it is a counterplay, stops it from coming into play and sends it to the drop area. So it gets rid of the card, never touches the board. They don't get an effect, and it also untaps one energy. So it's essentially a one cost card that basically just stops the summon. So it's very good. Green leader only, for those who don't know, but very very solid card. So 3 was perfect. I don't think I needed 4. There was never a time where I needed 4 because sometimes I like to play Vegeta more just for the whole outline of how the deck works. You need 3 costs on the board in order to go into Successor in your cell and things like that. So I only played 3 just because I had the Vegeta as well. 4 of the check lands, Android 17. I just opted to play this over the green yellow just because I needed to make sure that I had enough green blue. So I played this, and then of course untapping blue is super necessary in this deck because I'm actually playing Dimension Magic. So I wanted to make sure that I had access to this check land for this build at least. 4 of the Android 15. I really like this card. It was very good. It definitely came on the board when necessary. I didn't play it as much as I thought I would. I think the fact that it costs 1 energy probably made me play it a lot less than I probably would if it didn't cost 1 energy. But of course, it is a pay 1 come into play, so it's set up as it should be. But when you play this, if your leader card's green at the end of the battle, when you combo this card, it comes into play. Then you get to choose 1 or 2 energy or 1 or 2 life, and untap a green energy. So during your opponent's turn, I didn't find myself doing it that often. A lot of times, it was like the last swing of their turn. I would just combo it, put it into play. I wouldn't take life. Just because a lot of the matchups that I played against were aggro, so I would just combo it, put it into play, and just they would end their turn, and then I would set up with it. But it was very good. I honestly didn't know if I would want to play this or the Gohan that comes into play for 1 out through the warp. I don't know if I would change that for this. I think if I wanted to make the deck a little bit less responsive, I would. Otherwise, I didn't play it I actually played it a little bit more aggro than I expected. So this actually fitted very well for how I decided to play it. So 4 is fine. I wouldn't change it. 3 of the Great Ape, Saiyan Instincts. As I said in my last video, I played 4 in the Search Coup Leader. Wasn't necessary. 3 is fine. You don't need 4. 4 just felt a little like it was a little bit too much. And in here, I'm also playing Jiro. So I'm always sending this to the drop. This is the prime target. Also, it's just also for the effect. You pay 2, warp it, draw 2. So it's good. It did what it needed to, and of course it's a really great card in the format, as I've explained. Frost Deadly Poison. Pay 3. Battle card that your opponent's playing comes in rest mode, and you draw a card. If you're at 3 or less life, you untap an energy. Card's super solid. Deals with everything that doesn't have deflect, SCRs, boss cards, whatever it needs to be. 3 of the Super 17 Hellfighters Unleashed. This card's insane. So its successor, it costs 3, 2 green, 1 yellow. You have to have a combination of 9 on your board, kind of like Synchros from Yu-Gi-Oh! If anyone knows that reference. But once you play it, you get to take your opponent down to 4 life. So you choose cards in their life until they're down to 4, which is really, really good. So those matchups where your opponent is deciding to stall you out, you stall them out back, and then you just drop this, and they get really upset because their stall plan was not as good as yours. So this card's really good. Also, when it attacks, you get to choose 2 of your opponent's cards, rest them, and then draw a card. This actually put in a lot of work because you're able to attack with this, rest their energy so that they can't respond, and then draw a card. So it taps them out, and it allows them to not be able to play anything reactive or forces them to have to play cards that would untap. So you're forcing a lot of cards out of their hand in order for them to be to not get shut out that turn if they know you can keep going. So this card's really good. Cell SCR. I mean, there's not much to say. It has a million red text, so of course it's broken. When you play it, if you have 5 or more energy, you get to pick 3 cards out of your opponent's hand, make them discard it, and he gains dual attack. And he is a quad strike, and he has deflect, and he's an ultimate. So card's insane. It really is. Like one of the games that I played, actually, I actually ramped to 5 just so that I can drop this to pull the last 3 cards out of my opponent's hand. It's just really good. Even against the aggro matchups, people don't realize that even the aggro matchups, when you get low, you're able to ramp energy. So you find yourself at 5, even if you went second, you find yourself at 5 way quicker than you think. And then all of a sudden you're dropping this and they just don't know how to deal with it. So card's super solid. Next, we'll go down here. 4 Sensu Bean. It's good on defense. It's good on offense. It's good at what it does. It's been in the format for forever. Tap 1, untap 2. Really good. Of course, no less, no more. I have a love-hate relationship with this card as usual. Because I hate this card and I love it at the same time. So 4 was perfect and I think it was great. 4 D-Magic. I decided to go with D-Magic over Sacrifice because I actually want to untap energy in this build. I didn't find it necessary to just take life and not untap energy because I'm also playing a lot of reactive cards like the Android 15, the Vegeta the Cruel, Hidden Potential, Brawly, All Out Assault, Champa. So I have a lot of energy that I want to have open. So this card allows me to keep that energy open or untap if I'm tapped out to play Bean to open up green-yellow energy. So it was super necessary at 4 over Sacrifice. For Gogeta, I went back and forth for a little while making this deck or putting it together. I've seen a lot of people playing Android 18. I've seen people playing Gogeta. I wasn't sure at first which one I wanted to go with because the Android 18 does count as a green-blue multicolor, so you could ramp it. Also, it's good at taking cards out of your opponent's hand, but I wanted something where I didn't have to overextend in order to go into Brawly because he's kind of like the boss card, the main card in the deck, as far as your setups and pressure. So I decided to go with Gogeta because it also sets up my apes in the drop, but also it puts my Android 17s that I haven't drawn in the drop. So a lot of times if you don't see a multicolor early and you have a hard time getting the card that you need to ramp, all you have to do is see a Gogeta. You can send an Android 17 to your drop and then ramp. So it's really, really good. If this card could send 5s, I would be sending Bad Omen to the drop and just, setting that up. But unfortunately, it is 4 or less. For those who don't know, you combo it. 4 or less battle card sent to the drop. But yeah, this was solid. 4 of this was really, really good in this build. 4 Brawly All Out Assault. This card is really, really insane. The amount of pressure this card puts in at 25k is really good. You rival it for green-yellow. When it comes into play, you get to either choose to rest one of your opponent's battle cards, actually rest any card and draw a card, or you get to destroy one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost equal to or more than their current energy. So it gets rid of their Brawly All Out Assault. It gets rid of any of their big cards that they have on the board that they're trying to set up with. It also allows you to be able to manipulate their energy and stall them out. So it's a really, really great card. And then, of course, 3 Champa. You need it. Defense and to deal with your opponent's boss cards. And you want to be able to, put a 3-drop on the board as well. So it counts for that and it draws a card. Really, really good. So 3 was perfect for that. But overall, this was the deck. Again, another Gogeta package in it. It was very fun. I honestly think I had the most fun with this deck out of the 3 days that I played. I went undefeated with this as well. My matchups on the 3rd day were Frieza, the Metabolic something, which is the set 9 leader with the Frieza package. I also played against Gohan Reboot Leader, and then I also played against another Android 18 Mill You Out deck. And I think I played against another one, but I'm not too sure what that was, what the other deck was. But overall, this deck was very good, very fun. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I played against Baby. That's what it was. I played against Baby. This like I said, this deck just deals with aggro very well. Being able to ramp and having access to Brawly and things like that really allow you to stay alive. But yeah, this is the deck. Thanks for tuning in. Figs here with Team FOE. This was my 3rd profile going undefeated at my store championship, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If anything, check out our other videos here on our channel. Shout out to our sponsors, Prismatic, and thank you guys for tuning in.